All right. And it's Bourbon Blonde Live. It's the Cigar Saturday on a Saturday night with Matty Rock. And I'm Tom Fischer, and we're welcoming to the microphone and to the stage. You can see she already has a guitar in hand. It's singer-songwriter Laura Cheadle.
Hello!
What's happening, y'all? Nice to see
Happy Saturday.
you all. And where are you joining us, Laura? Where are you?
The Philadelphia area.
Philadelphia area. All right. So I've been listening to your music. Matty's been telling me about you for quite a long time now, and we're gonna have a little smoke, a little drink, and everybody who's watching definitely like this, share this. Laura's an amazing independent artist there in Philadelphia. And what have you been doing lately, Laura? What's new in your world? I know it's been tough for musicians lately.
This is crazy. I had a 36-city tour canceled right when COVID hit, so we had a redirect here. I've been recording my new album, which is turning out to be fantastic. So I have a lot of time to work on it, which is great.
Excellent. And you're going to be able to play a little bit for us tonight too.
Yes, some new material.
Some new stuff. All right. You want to just start us out and play it? Are you ready?
Sure. I mean,
All
I
right.
just happen to have a guitar in my hand here.
I saw. Very nice. It's Laura Cheadle here on Bourbon Blonde Live.
So this is about, when you're stuck inside with somebody during perhaps a quarantine and you drive each other nuts, but somehow you make it work. I've got a scattered brain and your soul need. I drive you insane, but I'm always on their sheet. We always make the best of what we got. Together we'll never be something we're not. I wanna spend my days driving you crazy. I wanna ride this wave till it overtakes me. 'Cause I'm wild and you're tame, but our love can't stand the rain. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. I got all my dreams, you got a plan. I fly without wings, and you make sure we land. We'll never be without a guiding star. Together we'll always know right where we are. I wanna spend my days driving you crazy. I wanna ride this wave till it overtakes me. 'Cause I'm wild and you're tame, but our love can't stand the rain. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. 'Cause we know the clouds will come, the sun may seem to hide, but the winds may blow all the glitter from our skies. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm gonna spend my days driving you crazy. I'm gonna ride this wave till it overtakes me. 'Cause I'm wild in your tame, but I can't stand the rain. Do-do-do, do-do-do, can't stand the rain. Our love can stand the rain.
Microphone, Tom.
There you are. I was like, where are they?
I'm here, Tom. You're still on mute.
Since we usually don't take ourselves off this, we did for the performance. So here we're back.
That was cool.
Laura, it's Laura Cheadle on Bourbon Blog Live with Matty Rock and Tom Fischer here on a Saturday night. Like this video, share it, and was that so? That was inspired by the pandemic.
Yes,
the pandemic.
You can be around someone for a while and get a lot of inspiration.
yeah. And so, from personal experience, you had.
Yes, always. All of my songs are very personal.
Right on. I think we are all living in this kind of crazy time. And how many songs has this crazy time inspired for you? Has it inspired a whole album then?
Yes, 14 songs. And I also do a lot of work for film and TV, which is really cool. So those songs are written for film and TV. But the album is all my experiences. So I've actually probably written about 50 songs this whole quarantine.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
Any
song called "Kill the Man in a Hat"? I'll be like,
right after the show tonight. That's the one that's going to come. That's
on the spot.
And Matty, you posted this hat earlier this week. This is a tell us about this hat.
This hat. So everybody who knows me, including Miss Chibam, I am a huge Kangol guy. So Kangol actually got tired of people knocking off their hats, so they made a fake version of their own hat. So instead of the kangaroo, they had a squirrel, and it's like Kang-cool. So I freaking love it, and with my ADD, I'm squirrel. So I saw the hat, and I had to have it. So I'm usually for more of the old classic ones, but this was hilarious stuff. You're doing good as a brand when you get tired of somebody knocking off your stuff, and somebody creates a knockoff of your knockoff, but it's your stuff, which again works in my whole idea of having horrible ADD. So it was great. So I was a big proponent of having this hat.
When you can make fun of your own self, I love it. And speaking of hats, we saw last week we had a little giveaway. We want to let everybody know if you like it. We'll go through it again tonight. If you like this video and you share it on Twitter or Facebook, I'll go through here in a little while, see all who's done that. What are we going to give the lucky winner? We're going to put them in a running for something, Matty. What is it?
So my DE peeps that are out there already know what this hat. My non-DE peeps might not know. So here we go. So there's a couple of different editions of Hunter camo hats that were put out. You can see this one is the exclusive gray version of it, not the green one. Obviously, this is not bright orange, so it's not that. This was in with the tins. So we got brand new from the tag, and I would say I have not seen one of these bad boys in solid 2-3 years out there. So you'll be getting one of the exclusive hats that you really can't find anywhere anymore. So I'm not doing the world's best job modeling it. So Vanna White right now, if she's watching, has already turned me off. Ta-da!
Very nice. You're going to get. So what'll happen is like this and share it. We want to see a whole lot of likes happening and a whole lot of shares, because these weekly fans we've had that have come back, that new people every week, and fans returning every week. You guys know who you are. We appreciate you so much. You've helped make us, one of the hottest cigar shows and also whiskey shows that brings them together. Happening. I don't know if there's anything quite like this, but we've gotten bigger and bigger, which we appreciate you guys. So keep on sharing, liking. We'll pick one out here in a little while. Laura will play more music and tell us more about her album. First of all, while a whole lot of people are watching here, Laura, what people can find you? What's your website?
LauraCheadle.com.
Kept it simple. I like it. That's good.
And my Instagram is my favorite place to be, at Laura Cheadle Music.
Laura Cheadle Music. So that's a great place for people to follow you. Those two, and they can find downloads. What can they find there?
Yeah, you can find me on Spotify. Pretty much anywhere you type in Laura Cheadle, you can find me. Facebook, of course, as well. It's
good. It's good to have that. So look for on Instagram a lot, and LauraCheadle.com. And how did the two of you meet? How did that happen?
Many moons ago. So
yep.
What did
through the New York scene, I believe. Right. He used to come see me at the Bitter End and all of those little, the staples in New York City. And we just became friends. I don't know. We clicked. It was great. He took my album cover for my second album ever in the streets of New York. So we've been in touch for many years.
Yep,
That's
yep.
awesome.
And I got to tell you, and I said it a long time ago, there's just something about, I have a 30-year history with music, and her live music, and if something can inspire you, look, at a click. And I told her, I said, I'll listen to your regular albums all day, but I will listen to you sing live anytime, any day.
Live is the place.
Yep. And you know me, I love my live music. I have, it's important to me. And when you listen to somebody's music and it takes you to a place, that's my passion point when it comes to music. Like over 30 years with all the different acts I've heard and people I've worked with and bands that I've promoted. What Laura at a very young age when I first met her started out, and I always said, I'm like, you're going to be really hard pressed to find somebody who puts together a better live show. And I said, whether it's with her, whether it's with the family band, it doesn't matter.
Love the family band. I know. I wish I could have them all here right now.
How is Papa Chi doing?
He's good. He almost came and did this, but I was like, well, I don't really have much room up here, but we're,
Oh,
next time.
I owe you some cigars, Papa Chi. You got shut out.
Yeah, my dad smokes cigars like no one's business. So, absolutely.
So I owe Papa Chi some cigars for that. Sorry.
So sorry.
But yeah, so we did a couple of events before. We did a couple of charity events before, a couple other events, and like I said, some of the old school New York City pillar clubs I heard her at. And like I said, I have a propensity to always knowing great live music. So
thank you.
Funky, awesome, bluesy, all rolled up into one. And for me, that's kind of a big deal. And so those are the things that I always have my ear to the ground for. I'm like, she will go far. People will be very happy to hear her music, and it will inspire others. And it has. So I know what I know. I've always been pretty good at that. Always been pretty good at that stuff when it's acquiesce to talent, and she knows she's got it. You got it, T-Bomb.
Yep.
I hope I can perform live again soon, man. I miss it. Ooh.
And obviously we love that you're doing this live for us. And
yeah,
I'm sure you've done a variety of lives like this one since the. Are you doing these kind of weekly, or what are you? What's
yeah?
What are you doing?
I don't do that. I did one for iHeartRadio a couple months ago. I don't do them like every week because it's just not the same. It's great to do. I like doing it on shows where I can be around a new audience.
Yep.
Which is really cool for me because you can't hear people clapping, but I can hear you guys clapping, so this is good.
We need some clap. We need, what is it called? The clap tracks. We need the audience effects. We're definitely going to work on those. A lot of great people watching. Chris and Peter and George, all these great folks watching. If you have any questions, I think a lot of Laura's fans are watching too.
Hey, Roxanne, I just saw her.
Yeah, Roxanne's there too. And Joy, thank you. Any questions for Laura or any requests? If you know her music, definitely ask questions. You might take a request tonight, right?
Yeah, if it's my song, absolutely.
I like it. So, this new album that you're putting together, when are we going to be seeing this, and what's it going to be called?
Man, it's funny. I was like, they're going to ask me what's going to be called. I have no idea yet. It's because it's got to be the perfect name. Some artists they'll do the name first, but so many songs are completely different. That's just how my albums are. Matty can attest to that. I never really keep the same exact sound. It's always soulful.
Matty Rock is awesome for 15 years. Not there yet. I'm going to keep trying for it, though.
Heck yeah.
Yes. And again, it's Laura Cheadle. For those of you just joining us, it's Bourbon Blog Live. We do this every Saturday night, so make sure you come back every Saturday night that we do this. bourbonblog.com/live, and I do a lot of them throughout the week. Always happy to have you all joining us, and like this video, share this for a chance to win that hat Matty showed you. Matty, what are you smoking tonight?
Tonight, I know we said we were doing Undercrown,
yeah.
So I got my Undercrown Shady 15.
Yes.
So I've got the cousin of what you're smoking. You're smoking the classic, I call it the standard, the Drew Estate Undercrown Maduro. So
wonderful,
medium body, nice sweet Maduro wrapper on there. I got a little bit pad kicked up version of it, so I got the Shady. You could tell by the configuration, little Cuban box press action over there. Inspired when you see the word Shady. It's our friend, if you're out there, by Paul and Eminem himself. So this cigar was made in tandem with Paul Rosenberg of Eminem and Shady. So we hope you're out there, Paul, smoking tonight. So little Slim Shady is being smoked right now, if you will.
Cheers, a little Slim Shady, and I love this Maduro. It's always just so pleasant by itself, but it just helps elevate all whiskeys, all cocktails. Annabelle just made me a Boulevardier. It's actually this next week is what's called Negroni week. So the Negroni is made with gin, Campari, and some vermouth. This is a variation on it with whiskey, a little rye whiskey in this. So rye, Campari, vermouth, almost equal parts, but I'm having a Boulevardier to celebrate the coming. It's always Negroni week towards the middle of September, and a great pairing. So thanks to all who are joining us. And Laura, what do you for this whole pandemic? And we definitely want to hear something else from you here in a moment. But for this whole pandemic series, I mean, some songs inspired by pandemic. Obviously, a lot of time for artists like yourself to spend writing songs. Do you think as we look back on it, there will be this whole category of music about pandemic, about things that really inspired those thoughts that'll have a name at some point? What do you think?
Absolutely. And a lot of people are already on the radio with their pandemic songs, which is pretty wild. A lot of it's like Quarantine. I forget that one song. It's on the radio all the time. There has to be a category for it because we're all doing it. We're all feeling the same. But I'm relaxing into it. I was just in Michigan, which was a really cool opportunity for me to do a lot of new music. I did travel on a plane. I wore like a whole spacesuit, basically. You never know. So I'm actually meeting up with musicians that I have met, and we are collaborating a lot more than we probably would on separate ways on the road. So it's cool.
Yeah. Maybe there's a name we can come up with. I mean, the pandemic music would be one, but I feel like there's going to be a name for this whole category. Maybe
yeah.
The Quarantine Dream. There we go.
Yeah.
Quarantine Dream. I like it. Well, what do you want to play next? Let's. I love listening to you. What do you want to play?
I'm going to go a little old school because I'm with Matty right now, who remembers this song. This song actually was recently placed on a Freeform TV show.
Ooh.
And it's really cool because I wrote this like a couple years ago. It's about since it's a Saturday night, you guys are in your groove right now. It's a little song called Hey There Devil, about being with someone you know they're not right for you, but you just keep going back.
All right.
We've all had that experience. Hey there, devil, with your sweet subtle words, yeah, in your soft moving hands. I remember this is how they used to inching closer. It's about time I'll be seeing you again. But you ought to know me better than to make me say it's over. The radio was playing a reminiscent song. Let's just call it even with a dance. Hey, hey there, devil. Hey, hey there, devil. I took a drive, baby. Baby, I'm trying to make it climb out from my mind's eye. I think it may not be so easily resolved. This burning situation between you and I. Hey there, devil. Hey, hey there, baby devil. Moving on, bearing vulnerability and worse yet, possibility. devil. Hey, baby, you're my devil.
Yes. More audience. I'm still looking for those the clap tracks, but you got Matty in there. Very nice.
Woo!
Excellent stuff. Such a great vibe. It's Laura Cheadle here on Bourbon Blog Live on a Cigar Saturday, and I love the soul. I love the just the expression of what you have. Who are your influences? I mean, who are some of your influences?
Well, my dad is a legend in the Philadelphia international scene. So my influences are probably his because he influenced me.
Wow.
Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin. I'm like going way back because that's where the soul was. No one to me is better than Aretha Franklin,
Right.
voice-wise. That's just my opinion. I love her so much. I never got to see her live. I'm really bummed.
Right. Yeah, I definitely hear that soul coming through. And your dad, talk about your dad.
Yeah, my dad was signed to Columbia Records at 19. He toured with everybody, played on Teddy Pendergrass, everyone you can imagine. He was in the Philadelphia international scene. So he's in the band. My brother's in the band. Family band. So I was at a very young age born into this.
You really started really early on.
Yes.
Yeah. And but again, when it comes to the solo stuff, you do play with the band some, but you haven't been able to play much with them lately. Then
I haven't played anywhere but my house and the studio. Right. That's it. Yeah, I'm not. We're sticking to live streams. Not just don't want to take the chance. My dad's a little older, so I can't wait to get back out there.
What's been the most exciting part for you? I mean, because obviously we all wish this wasn't happening, but when we see musicians like yourself doing things like this that were never done before, and then finding new artists this way, because it happened, but it's happening more. What's the most exciting part about that to you as a musician?
It's really cool. I mean, I get more people can watch me now because now I have the Yeti mic. I have all the equipment now that I bought. Because the live streams before I used to do just from my iPad. Now it's like all set up. Yeah, it's cool. More people can see me. People that I don't tour to. If I don't go to Alaska or somewhere where I do have some cool fans from Spotify, they can see me at the same time. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And new fans, of course, new people to get in my Instagram and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that a Yeti mic you're using there?
Yeah, I have my actual performance mic. My Yeti is in front of the amp.
Right.
So I have it all.
No, it sounds dynamite. It really sounds good. And again, if you have any questions for Laura Cheadle, or if you have a favorite song that you want her to play, we might have even seen one at some point here. Let her know. She will take requests. Do you have a favorite time you went to see her, Matty? And when you saw her live, a favorite story from that?
I'd have to say it'd be one of my events, so one of my charity events, because I'm a jerk and have to be self-centered. But no, it was probably one of the New York City clubs, something like the Bitter End. And when you have that kind of history in an old New York club, it just means so much, because as you've seen, long before COVID, all of these states and places in Manhattan started to die. Places that meant the world to people. Who would think CBGB's gone? I mean, if you told me that when I was 18 years old, I'd laugh at you and I'd say, hey, man, that's a New York City staple. It's not going anywhere. But everything's changing and rents are getting skyrocket high. And when you really love music, and Laura will attest to this, it's not about the money when you want to connect to see your favorite artist. So when you're going into a place like one of these clubs, you're not spending $150 or $250 or $400 for the mid seat. You're spending $25 to $50 in a very small, personalized space, getting the kind of venue that you're not going to get too much more personalized than that. And these places with the skyrocketing rents started dying one after the other. So I think one of my favorite was the Bitter End, because it's one of the few that are left. And if you look at the history of who it's hosted over the years, I mean, everybody's passed through its doors, and I think it's important. It's kind of iconic, and Laura played in the hallowed grounds, man. So to me, that's important stuff.
I read there may be closing. Did you read that? Bitter end.
I ignored it. 2020 is already a kick to the face.
This is the oldest club in New York, then, right? As far as from that era, right?
One of the last standing, correct?
One of the last. Hopefully they will. Hopefully they will survive. You were how many states? You were going to be all over the country then.
Yeah,
is that right, Laura?
Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that last year too.
Yeah. Where have you not played yet that you'd love to play?
I have played most states. That's a good question. I would say more in Europe.
Yeah.
I would want to go to Europe constantly. Yeah. I love playing in Europe.
So nice. Where in Europe you played there a little bit?
Yeah, London, Italy, and Spain. It's really awesome.
Cool stuff. Again, it's Cigar. Oh man, that's good. We occasionally get to host some whiskey tastings in London, so we were going to look at doing that this year, but obviously that won't be happening. But good news, I've been doing some at-home whiskey tastings, and we're going to be doing these every week for a while now through the end of the fall. Some live tastings, and if you guys are interested, go to bourbonblog.com/at-home. Bunch of whiskey tastings, which are virtual, smaller, more intimate group tastings. We can even send the whiskey to you. We're doing one tomorrow on grains and whiskey, and we're doing some next week on whiskey and cheese pairings. So again, little minis get sent to you. One of the whiskeys we'll be tasting tomorrow is the Montana 1889, made in Montana, in Bozeman, Montana. Some really good, young and very flavorful bourbon whiskey, and we're going to have the distiller on talking tomorrow to a very small group. So if you're interested in learning about grains, that's happening tomorrow night, or check out whiskey and cheese pairings, all kinds of stuff. I think we need to maybe do some whiskey and music pairings. Now, this is inspiring me, so we may have to find some ways to pair the right whiskey with the right music, which I'm sure we can find some pairings that'll work in that nature too. What are you sipping on there, Matty?
Oh, you know me, I have my non-adult drink. So I got a WBC black cherry, real cane sugar. Ooh, I know, fancy.
Very fancy.
I chose it to go with this stick because you have the sweetness of the black cherry.
Yes.
And those sweet notes go perfectly to me with the Maduro wrapper on the undercrown. So to me, that was the Matty Rock non-adult beverage pairing of the evening. And again, the WBC black cherry. A lot of your stores on the East Coast have it. Might be a little bit harder to find in other places, but if you're into that artisanal, whatever soda that's handcrafted, I highly suggest it.
Absolutely. Any special, probably non-alcoholic, but otherwise elixirs, Laura, that you use to warm up your voice that you drink before you go on stage?
Hot tea and lemon. That's it.
That's what I've heard the big thing.
And some honey. That's all.
Yeah.
Alcohol actually hurts the voice, which I've learned through the years, of course.
That's what I've heard as well. But
you have to learn the hard way sometimes. But
I'm sure it's I'm sure it is done, and I'm already seeing people. I think there used to be, and I don't know if it still is up there, a place that was called Demand It. Whenever people want to bring you to certain cities, is that still up?
Oh yeah, I haven't heard of that. That's so funny. I used to see that all the time.
It may be old school, but I'm seeing people asking. George Borowski is asking if you ever get to California. You get to California?
Oh, all the time. So, not recently. Yeah, I play California constantly. Yeah, just let me know what part you're from, and I'm always there. Yes.
In fact, if there are venues, I was gonna say if there's venues that you guys want to see her at, tell us down below. Maybe there's one that will strike her fancy, that she'll get some ideas. So tell us down below what kind of venues you like seeing. I
now have a fancy agent, so I let them do all the work.
Scroll through later. So tell her your favorite venue. That'll definitely help Laura as well. And Yeah, and what size venues was your tour going to be? Were they like kind of medium-sized places?
They were, without saying too much, I was opening for someone pretty darn big. So I can't announce it because it didn't happen. But hopefully, I can't tell you who, but it was going to be big. But I play, I'll play. It was going to be pretty darn big. But it wasn't canceled yet. Nice. Postponed.
So you hadn't been billed on that yet, like as far as, but you were going to. It was going to come out, and
yeah.
Oh wow!
Literally, the timing was exactly when COVID hit. That the PR was coming out.
Oh, now we're curious. Any hints? Any hints of who that is, or are you able to give any hints?
I want to save it because I want to keep that for a PR announcement. I'm going to need it.
Those hints.
I'm going to need something fresh to announce.
I understand. Oh, that's great. Well,
I'll tell you off camera. How's that?
All right, cool. Congratulations on that. All right. So, any other questions?
Good topic to talk about then. As a reminder, everyone out there, guys, remember COVID, knock on wood, is not going to last forever. So, given that Laura Cheadle has, she used the word fancy. When you hear fancy, you have to listen. So, there's a fancy agent. So, think ahead.
Well, I have this running joke because we call her fancy. She's quite fancy.
There you go. So, fancy. So when you're talking fancy, higher up, when you're talking fancy, so make sure when this starts lifting, start thinking about your mid-sized venues to get Laura back out there on the road. It's very important to me, especially people in the entertainment industry, promotions people like Tom who've been out exclusively on the road doing what they do. So start thinking about it as we get closer and closer to praying that we find either a cure. So Tom is going to be back out on the road. So you're going to want to get in touch with Tom to make sure that he can host one of your events, one of your pairings, one of your tastings. Same goes for Laura. Laura's going to want to be back out on the road and touring. So, keep that close to the dome. Start thinking about it. Everybody, all of us in this industry are itching to get back out on the road. As we're hopefully coming through the other end of the tunnel, start thinking about that. Start thinking about the future. Tom's very modest with what he does too. You're talking about almost two decades of bourbon and spirits education. He's a Kentucky Colonel, which I told him I give him one of my kidneys for. They actually still work. That's why I stopped drinking, so I'll give him a kidney. I want to become a Kentucky Colonel just because it sounds awesome. When the committee looks at me like, "Do you have any worth?" I'll be like, "None whatsoever. I just want the name." So
give a kidney.
We gotta make this happen.
You gotta make it happen. I love it.
Yeah. COVID needs to end. Tom and I will do an event together. I'll put it out there.
I like it. We do it. We'll do whiskey and music. I like it. That'd be great, Laura. I'd love to do that with you.
That's like pretty much my down south tour is whiskey and music. So
yeah, we could do something down south. We can make that happen. A different whiskey a new whiskey for every song. That way we just do small pours, but we'll keep them tasting all night.
Get everybody drink enough so I could join in with my bongos. That sounds great.
You're a professional.
So if you are listening and you're interested in Laura Cheadle, go to that website. That's where you can find out how to book her, and she can put you in touch with the right people. And then again, if you want to talk whiskey, that's my email address, Tom at bourbonblog.com. All right. So Laura, I guess when you do get back up on stage and you're live and you're performing and you're opening for this artist, what's going to be one of the songs you're most looking forward to playing as you open?
Actually, it's a good segue to the next song I want to do. It's called Live On. It's called Live On because guess what? This isn't going to be forever, and we're going to live on.
We're going to live on. Laura Cheadle.
Better believe it. Can you taste it? It's delicious. I'm always craving something new. I can be settled, I can be happy. I can't stop myself when I first meet you. Oh, baby, you are something new. Yeah, this just could be my brand new view. I don't mind 'cause life is crazy. Live on, live on. Life crazy. Live on, live on, live on. Green was always my color. You walking, then all over. How am I supposed to focus on myself when everything you do is something else? Oh, baby, you are something new. Yeah, this just could be my brand new view. Baby, I don't mind. Life is crazy. Live on, live on. Life is crazy. Live on, live on, live on. Ooh, yeah, baby, we gonna live this life right. Yeah. We're gonna get right through this pain. We're gonna live this life. Life is crazy. Live on, live on. Yeah. Life is crazy. Live on, live on, live on. Baby, I'm gonna live on. Baby, you're gonna live on with me, baby.
Yes. Laura Cheadle here on Bourbon Blog Live, and I like it. We're going to live on. That's
Yes.
it's a good anthem for this year.
Positivity. So that's what we need. The whole album is going to be positivity.
All positivity, all in some way. Is it all in some way kind of related to what we've been going through, or what's been happening there? Is that's what we're looking forward to?
Yeah, well, and some other songs that crept in before the quarantine, of course. But I'm trying. My single that's going to be coming out is called "Everybody Say." That's all I'll say, and it's all positivity. That song, because that's what we need. A music video will be following suit.
Yeah, absolutely. All positivity. As an artist, as you're writing new music during this time, are you finding yourself, doing it in a different way, different times of day? All of our schedules are a little crazy. Any new routines that you've been in that have maybe changed your perspective on writing or just what you're doing?
Every day is a new adventure. So I'm still writing a lot at night, but then when I go into a different head, like sometimes in the morning, I have built a whole recording studio in my loft, which I am in right now. So I can actually do vocals for studios in LA, and they take control of my computer and produce it. Wow. It's pretty wild. Technology is amazing right now. It's the best time to be in a quarantine. Well, we're not in quarantine anymore, but you know what I mean. In a pandemic, it's a great time.
And is that for your own tracks they're recording from there, or what's happening there?
Well, my dad happens to own a recording studio, but sometimes I'll just send him vocal tracks from my house. It's pretty cool. That's
amazing. That's cool that can be done. Somebody asking here a question. Any questions for Laura? Please let us know. Are those mood rings you're wearing? Someone wants to know.
No, but these are turquoise rings.
They are turquoise.
I do love mood rings, though. I love a good mood ring.
That keeps you in a good mood. All right. There's the answer for that. If you have any other questions for Laura.
I love that was the question. That'd be the question I would ask. I love it.
That would be the question. That would be it. If you have any questions for Laura, ask them down below. Tweet back to us. Here in a few minutes, we'll select the winner of that hat. Not the hat that Matty's wearing, but the hat he's holding, right? Not the hat he's wearing. It's the hat that is the Drew Estate hat. That if you like this video and you share it, you're going to be entered in a drawing. We're going to try to do a drawing every single week. Last week we had Bump Box on, and that was fun giving that away. You've been enjoying your little pager there, Matty, since last week.
Oh man, I got to tell you, I love the product. Brad was saying I've been all about their stuff since they've been out on the market. But when you get something again that ramps up that level of nostalgia again, so I had a great laugh. So I don't know if you saw their new product, Laura. They actually made a pager out of an old school pager mode, a Motorola pager mode, made their own pager bump box speaker. And for a little fella, I think it's either 10 or 12 watts, packs a lot of power. It's a lot of fun. And then I feel like an 80s drug lord again, so it makes me feel even cooler. So, I'm not going to lie. It's just pretty cool. And like I said, the sound, the nostalgia, the everything, as one could guess, I may or may not be stuck in the 80s to early 90s. Don't judge me.
Yeah, but were you once an '80s drug lord? Is it you feel like one again? Is that right? You were that in the '80s, or?
Well, my persona, I pretended I was,
And now you can continue to pretend.
Yep. It's going on, it's the alter ego saying, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, pager going off. Really, it was make sure you bring home the milk, son. That's a drug deal. I'm telling you.
Big deal with the milk. Some of
bringing
that
home
dairy.
milk,
No,
not
it
bringing
is
home milk.
incredible. The sound that comes out of that is amazing. I've been playing with my bump box pager this week. Chris Gomez wants to know, what is Laura's favorite guitar brand to play with?
I'm so glad he asked this question because I am an official artist of Traveler Guitar. So I am endorsed by Traveler Guitar. I just went to NAM in California, National Organization of Music Merchants. So I represent Traveler. So all of my guitars on tour are all Traveler guitars. They're tiny guitars. This one's actually mid-size. I want to show you this one. If you really want to see a true Traveler, I got to show it. Hold on.
Nice.
This is my favorite Traveler.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I'm a brand ambassador. I endorse all their products, and they have been amazing to me. I showcased at NAM in California, which was the last big trip I made before this all hit. And so that's exclusively what I play, travelerguitar.com.
That is cool. Traveler guitars. What do you like about Traveler guitars?
How small they are, because I'm a rhythm player. My brother plays all the lead in my band and everything, and I have pretty tiny hands, so I like a small guitar. But honestly, big men play these guitars. It's not just me. They're very light, and I like how they look. They're super cute.
They look really good. And is part of the name come from they're good to travel with? Is that part of it?
Yep. I mean, you don't even have to check it. I put it right above in the plane and everything. It's pretty awesome.
That's really nice to be able to put it right there.
Yep, and they're awesome. I have electric one. I have all different kinds of Travelers.
And it sounds amazing. I mean, the sound of it coming from there. How much smaller is it than a regular guitar then?
Well, these are this one is like the size of like a baby guitar.
Okay.
But this one is substantially smaller than a guitar. But this one's pretty awesome. I like this one.
What's the name of that model? Once again, that one right there?
This one is the Speedster.
Speedster.
Yeah, this one's awesome.
Very nice. So great question. Earl saying that guitar is some badassery. So already some well.
Hey, Earl.
Traveler. Earl saying you should write a song called Tiny Hands.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're not that small. They're pretty normal size, but I would say
hey man,
when I play this guitar.
All right. If you don't write it, I'm writing this one. Hey,
it just turned to a creepy song.
Oh, why? If I'm writing, it's a creepy song? Oh,
no, I'm writing it. Yeah, well, maybe.
Yeah, look, actually, guilty as
charged. No, you got a point. You got a point there.
All right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this drawing here in a few minutes, and again, it's Cigar Saturday. Who's coming next week, Matty, on our cigars? Do we know who's our guest next week?
Yes, we do. So the drum roll, please. I got the next 2 weeks. Well played. So we got Mr. David Mallow of Barrister Cigars, and he will be making a special presentation on something that I'm not allowed yet to mention. So there's a little bit of man of international mystery. So there'll be something mysterious. So all my cigar peeps out there that know David from Barrister, so please tune in next week. And the following after that is my brother from another WWE great wrestler, Gene Stitsky, and actor in that 10,000 Acres. So he will be our guest the following week. And then with my ADD, I can pretty much only remember 2 weeks into the future. So that's about it until I check.
No, I like it. And that's and definitely wherever you're following from, whether it's Twitter or YouTube, subscribe. Facebook, all those places, and make sure you bookmark that so you can come back every week and tell your friends about it, and keep on sharing this video and liking it. And right after Laura plays this next song, we'll do the drawing, and that's what we'll do that. We'll know who the winner is. So All right, Laura. Why don't we hear one more from you? We're enjoying it so much. You're very talented. You got a great vibe. I like it.
Thank you. This song is appropriately, I can't speak tonight, named Change It's All Right. I wrote this with my father and my friend Nora Tarkovsky O'Brien. In the soles of my shoes, my body lingers, and at this little cafe, I'm just a lonely blues singer. Seems everyone inside has something to hide. Around the company of strangers, I have too much pride. There is no love without gain. There is no change without strain, and nothing would be if all stayed the same. By now I know better than to believe in things that last. So don't talk about your future, and I won't mention my pain. And when we wax and wane, you won't hear me complain. It's all the lovers, they leave the blame. There is no loss without gain. There is no change without strain. And nothing would be if all stayed the same. It's alright. I believe that it's alright. Maybe it's alright. I believe that it's alright. There is no loss without gain. There is no change without strain. Nothing would be if all stayed the same.
Very nice. It's all about the change. I like it. And is that it? Yeah. Especially lately here. Is that a new one as well, or is that a?
No, that's an oldie but goodie. I thought that was very appropriate for right now. Yeah.
Oldie but goodie. And again, all of her music would find on Spotify. What other places are you on?
I'm pretty much everywhere. Amazon, Apple Music, anywhere you can stream. And if you want to go old school, get a CD, they're available as well.
You still do the CDs?
Yeah, I'm starting to do for the new album's going to do on vinyl as well, because it's coming back.
Yeah.
Which my parents are pumped for. I have a record player though. I got them all.
That's what I keep hearing. What do you think has made that happen? What do you think has made the whole vinyl thing happen?
I think people are dying for authenticity. That's what I think. You know, in a lot of music now there's not real instrumentation. There's not, you know, I think that kind of brings it back. And of course, new albums are being released on vinyl, but something about it is just playing it and sitting around with friends. It makes it authentic. And I think that's what we're really desperate for.
Yeah. And this will be the first time you will have, you'll have done this next one on vinyl.
Yeah. Cause I'm getting a lot of requests for it. I'm like, you know what, that would be awesome. So I think I'm going to do it. Yeah.
Any favorite vinyls that you own, or that any vinyls, any albums that are vinyls that you just like to spin as a vinyl that are some of your favorites?
Hendrix, of course. I haven't had it or experienced. Stevie Wonder's lesser known album, The Secret Life of Plants, amazing album. Beatles White Album. I'm very old school. I know. I don't really have any. I do have the Amy Winehouse vinyl. That's a pretty good one. I know. I don't know. I name all of the oldies but goodies.
Nice. Matty, do you spin any vinyls there yourself? Or are you a guy that has some vinyls in there? Oh,
your sound is on.
I can't hear you. Hold on. We got to turn. Here you go. Got to change. We can't hear you, Matty. I think you're still on mute somehow.
There you are.
Can you hear me now? I'm the Verizon.
You are the right guy.
Can you hear me
Who's
now?
a trader at T-Mobile?
So you can hear me. I think I still have my two ancient record players, which I'll never get rid of. I have a TIAC and I have an old Pioneer deck. Actually three, and I have a Techniques deck. One of my favorite vinyl LPs was Physical Graffiti from Led Zeppelin, because, you know, an ADD guy kept opening and closing the doors and the windows, because, you know, that's me. That's what I did. Moving Pictures vinyl, obviously from Rush. To me, with vinyl, there's just something very raw, something very authentic about it. And when you go to the roots of music, people are really looking for that again. I'd mentioned it before. Something like Amoeba. If I were to go to San Francisco tomorrow, one of the first places I would hit is Amoeba Records. Is it great that you can jump on iTunes and Amazon and everything and get something at your fingertips in the snap of the fingers? Yeah, it's pretty cool. But again, for me, some of the authenticity, I could spend all day going through records and cassettes, using reading the linear notes, and, you know, there's just something very, very cool about it. Like I said, raw, authentic. It sounds different. And everyone will go, Matt, you know, if you're not streaming at least 320 MBS per, I'm like, that's great. But if you want to hear it in its rawest form, probably the way it was meant to be heard. You know, some of those ancient vinyls were the way it was heard. Like I said, I still have an affinity to a lot of that stuff. I'm the guy who still has tape decks, and there's certain things that they sound great on the tape. You know, I still consider it new music in my head because I'm old, but popping in, you know, 1984 from Van Halen on, you know,
Yes.
dual deck, and like, hey, this one comes with Dolby. Watch this. When I press that little, yeah, that's right. Press my Dolby button there. You sit back and you listen to it. So yeah, that's kind of why I dig the older stuff, the rawness of it, the way it was originally presented, man.
Yeah, no, I enjoy the vinyls too. I have a number of them that I had from DJing college radio back in the 90s. So we used to have both CD, the tape, and the vinyl. So it was always fun to put some of those on and to reach for those. All right, Matty, or maybe Laura. We'll have Laura do this. Laura, pick a number between. I got it. All the people that liked and shared this video for that cap from Drew Estate. Pick a number between 1 and 9, Laura.
7.
All right, number 7 is Kimberly V.G. Young.
Woo!
You are the winner of this hat that will get sent to you. Just drop us a line. I see you're following us on Twitter. Drop us a line there on Twitter with your information. We'll get that cap out to you. And again, what's the name of that cap? Is there a name for that cap, Matty?
It's the Drew Estate. It comes from one of the Hunter cap lines, so it's the gray camo hat. The rebirth of cigars.
Rebirth of cigars. It is a rebirth. She says thank you, and thanks to everyone watching us tonight. And Laura, this was amazing. Your music's incredible. You're very talented. And good luck with this upcoming album. I can't wait to hear.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear more about what's coming and when you'll be on tour, which hopefully will be hopefully it won't be too much longer from now. The artists that you're going to be opening for, and you'll be able to get back out on your own tour. And until then, check out Laura Cheadle everywhere there's music. LauraCheadle.com on Spotify. This video will remain up for everyone wherever you watched it from. You can go back and listen to it. It'll also be on our podcast channel. So if you want to listen to the audio, anchor.fm/Bourbon Blog. If you're not already a part of our Bourbon Blog podcast, make sure you subscribe. We're on Spotify, all those two. The best place to find out where to subscribe to your favorite podcast provider is Anchor FM, Bourbon Blog. We just started doing the podcasts during pandemic, so please subscribe, and thank you for that. Laura, thanks. This has been so much fun. We've really enjoyed having you. Looking forward to hearing more from you in the future. And Matty, this has been fun, man.
Absolutely. Miss G-Bomb, love you, miss you. I got to get my butt out to see you when this is over and done with. And ladies and gentlemen out there, remember, everybody knows how I feel about the artistic community, especially during these times. Go out there, buy a few songs, buy a few albums. They can't be in arenas right now because they can't. So you want to keep the good times rolling for everybody. You want to keep everybody happy, and you want to take care of the arts. It's really important. So do your best. Please go check out my boo over there, Miss T-Bomb, Laura Cheadle over there, the funky one. Go take a look, buy a single, buy an album, get a CD. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, buy a CD, buy a real CD. I'll mail it out to you. That's fun.
Mail it. You'll mail it out. You might even autograph it too, right?
I get all the money for CDs. There's no cut.
Look, not the fancy agent. She's mailing it out. Fancy is not mailing it out. So just picture T-Bomb walking over to the mailbox.
Yes.
That's me mailing it. Absolutely. Shrink wrapping and doing everything.
Is that always been one of your nicknames for her, Matt?
T-Bomb always.
He calls me T-Bomb, yeah.
T-Bomb. Yeah, it's like,
and he's Hattie Rock.
And I'm Hattie Rock.
Yeah, and I'm Hattie. Yeah.
So I've been Hattie Rock. T-Bomb because she's the bomb diggity. So she's always been the T-Bomb.
You're very talented, Laura. Definitely check out Laura Cheadle. It'll be fun to have you back sometime, Laura. We've really enjoyed this.
I'll get the whole band. Look at the whole band here. That'd be
Cheers, everybody. Come back next week and join us again for Cigar Saturday here with Matty Rock and Tom Fischer on Bourbon Blog Live. Stay well, everybody. Cheers.
Much love and peace out.
Much love.